Hey y'all, it's your girl Meesh, and welcome to a new year of the episode Love Meesh podcast, where I share my thoughts, opinions, and ramblings, and sometimes I'll have guests, but no subject is off limits. It's a billion people in the world, and I'm just one of them. So welcome to my world, and let the conversation continue.
I am a witch. A real, house-haunting, broom-riding, cauldron-stirring witch.
Hey love, oh my gosh, this is my most anticipated episode ever. Maybe not anticipated, but I just fell in love with the topic. Like it drew to me, and I'm just so excited to share it with you guys. So welcome back. Once again, it's millions of podcasts out there, and you clicked on this one. I really appreciate it, and I hope you learn a lot about this topic, whether it's one that you want to dabble in yourself, or just to have an open mind, open perspective to say, I know a little bit about that. So I'm not forcing this on anyone. Sharing is caring. I'm on a spiritual journey to learn everything that is spirituality. There's really nothing I don't believe now. I really, anything is possible. I think doubt, disbelief, and fear is just a way to keep you trapped. So before I go on a whole nother subject, the topic that we're going to be talking about today is witches, witchcraft, Wiccan, wizard, warlock. It's so many names, you guys. I don't let names scare me anymore. It is what it is. And if you guys forgot, I don't put myself in a category religiously. I just basically say that I'm on a spiritual path, and they do have a word for it. It's omnism, and it's basically the belief. It's the belief that no religion is all true, but truth is found within them all. Let me say it how they have it. The belief that no religion is truth, but that truth is found within them all. You know how I say there's a truth in every lie and there's a lie in every truth? This basically mirrors it to me, my personal opinion. I just feel like, let's say I were to just today make up my own religion, I'm going to be pulling it from other religions anyway. So I'm not necessarily wrong, but I'm not necessarily right. Even though I can get millions of people to believe, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're believing because some bits of it is true. So just to move past all the BS, I'm only looking for the truth in all of them. And I've done astrology. I've looked into angels. I was born into Christianity, so I know everything about that. And I honestly believe Jesus was a witch. Let me tell you why. Throughout the Bible, in church, let's talk about modern day first. In modern day church, you're sick, you call your pastor, he pray for you over the phone. You're in church, you go to the altar, he anoints his hand with oil and places it on your forehead and prays for you. Whether he's sending healing energies in your body or telling spirits to get out. You guys, they don't teach us enough about this. Now let's go, to me, that's witchcraft. Hello. And so many other names that you could call it, but it's using the magic within you, within your blood, within your faith, what you've cultivated, what you've grown, your energy, your chi. Like I said, there's so many names, and helping other people. You don't have to, that pastor doesn't have to share his healing energies with you, but he chooses to. Want to know why? Because you haven't cultivated those energies within yourself. And that's why I stepped away from the church. When Jesus left, he said, greater things you will do than me. Did he not? That means if I'm up here raising the dead, you should be too. But how many people do we see raising the dead? Okay, we're lazy. We're not cultivating our magic. It's been watered down. It's been locked away. However, powers that be are most definitely using it. They are so advanced to them making it rain. You're cultivating clouds and making it rain. You have secret cults where you're sacrificing babies and who knows what else. I'm going to get into that because the teacher that found me on YouTube is teaching me about witchcraft and the different books that she's sharing. Because there's different paths. So let me There's different paths. You have white, which is like light. You have black, which is like dark, and gray, which is in the middle. I'm going to learn about the gray. I do want to learn black magic because if I see something, like let's say you tried to put a curse on me, if I don't know what to look for, I will never know. So I want to learn to be like, oh no, you're trying to put this hex or whatever on me. Let me look into my white magic to counteract that. That's why I want to be gray. I don't want to be so blind to the evil till I don't see it coming. Like, you talk about sacrificing babies, people think you're crazy because they don't know about it. This is real. This exists. And because you decided not to learn about it, you're lost in the sauce, dead, unwoke. Please wake up. You have to learn everything. Whether you truly believe it or not, you should know it. You know how to cook, whether you get in that kitchen or not, right? Okay, you should. There's just things that you should know. So let me roll it back in. So that was just what I want to do. Let me take it back to Jesus. So did not Jesus pick up dirt? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been in church forever, so I remember a lot of stuff. Pick up the dirt, spit on it, and put it on the man's eyes. What that man said when he opened his eyes? I don't see nothing. I believe the first time. He did it again. He said, I see trees. He did it again. He said, I see people. You know what I got out of that? Number one, Jesus didn't say, oh Lord, put the magic in me to heal his eyes. He used elements. Did not God make the earth? So everything God touched has magic in it. Okay? We just happen to be at the top of the food chain because he made us in his image. He made everything else, but he specifically made us in his image. Now remember, I pulled from different backgrounds. This is just me. So, they don't talk about that in church. They'll just say, oh, Jesus healed him. You know, come up here and get it. No. Teach us. You better pick up that dirt. You better say your affirmations. Put your energy, your chi in it. And put it to work. And let it manifest. And the other person has to believe or it was all in vain. You know, there's more. The craft, if you want to call it. There's more to it. And we all need to wake up and activate ourselves. I promise you. When I look back over my life, I'm like, oh my God, I've been manifesting. I've been bringing, and not even journaling. That's what I'm going to start doing, like writing it down. It's called a grimoire. You can have a shadow book. You can have a grimoire. You can have just a book of spells. You know, some people say burn it when you die. I actually want mine to be passed down. Speaking of passed down, I met this woman on Facebook who's a realtor. Who would have known? She's been a witch, or she's a witch she's a 5th generation witch is how she broke it down to me. So y'all, let's just think about this. If other societies have been passing these things down, she just said 5. I'm pretty sure some people out there that's 10th generation. How lost are we? How baby are we? This is probably why they're millionaires and billionaires. It's not all just luck. There's different spells and incantations and different, every, let me just say this. Every religion says it differently. I was reading a Yoruba book, or not Yoruba, Orisha. I read a book, Blood and Bone. And in there, they say incantations a lot. To me, that reminds me of affirmations. You see how these words, they're tricky. It's just different cultures. Same meaning, different cultures. So I don't let words fool me anymore. They translate differently. Why is it when we say love and amour, we're okay? You said love, you said amour. Amour in French is love. We're okay with that. But when it comes to spirituality, we have these walls up. Oh no, you said pray, you said spell. Baby, they're the same thing. It's the same thing. Different culture. But if you pull all the crap away, it's the same. You know what I mean? It's healing. No matter, you can bake a cake 10 different ways from 10 different cultures. At the end of the day, is not it a sweet dessert? A cake, whatever name you want to call it, cookie. So anyway, I just don't let words freak me out anymore, because at their core, at their root, etymology. Yeah, etymology, if you get to the root of it, they're all the same. So anyways, witchcraft. I was just so excited because I've always been drawn to it, but conflicted in a way. Like my religion's like, oh, it's evil, it's dark, the devil, hell. But it's always drawn to me. I'm an October baby, y'all. I was born on Friday the 13th, October. Like, I love everything Halloween. fall. I can smell. Fall been here for a minute, y'all. I can smell when the season change. Even though we in Florida won't get to see the red, yellow, orange leaves, whatever. I still feel it. It's a crisp chill. And right when you wake up in the morning, it's a crisp chill in the air. Before that Florida sun hit. And then probably in December, since we're in Florida, we'll finally see it. But it's been here. And I love everything about fall. It's like the old things are falling. They're dying. They're going to be dead for winter. And they're going to come back alive. Like, life in general is just amazing. So when I say we never die, energy never dies. It's just, transmuted, transferred, transformed. That literally is life. Like, for example, the leaves from the tree fall, right? They go into the dirt and they decompose, right? In the molecular level, it's going to turn into fuel or fertilizer or soil for a flower. Who's not to say that the leaf from the tree just turned into a flower energetically? When you think about it like that, like the butterfly to me is an example of what's going to happen to us. We're living on earth as caterpillars. When we die, we go into the tomb, cocoon, whatever, and we're rebirthed. We're flying. A caterpillar does not know the life of a butterfly. A butterfly remembers the life of the caterpillar, but it's no longer there. It's not going to crawl anymore. It has wings that it can fly. That caterpillar doesn't even know what's going to hit it. So I feel like we live on earth as a caterpillar. We die in our tomb, in our grave, whatever, have our celebration or going home, whatever people want to call it. And we still live in a whole new life in the sky. Our soul goes into another dimension that the caterpillar cannot go to. Although, spoiler alert, I'm going to do another episode on spiritual gifts because we all have them. And I want to invite 2 special guests that have gifts. I'm not going to say their names because I want to protect their privacy. But one can see spirit. Oh, actually 3. And me too, because I have dreams. So I'll put myself in there too. I have dreams and they always come to pass. I kid you not. And I want to cultivate that because I don't think I could just sleep and do it. I think I can observe things around me and put it together too. I just need to be more alert and aware. And there's different teas and different herbs and things that you can take to cultivate your gift. And that could be another episode too. But so I can have dreams. I think they call that prophecy. Another person can sense things in a crowd, in a room, like they're very empathic. Another person can see spirits in the daytime when they sleep. And I don't want to say spirits. I want to say living people. I don't think it's just spirits. And another person can actually talk to them and astral travel to different places. And from one experience that I heard, when they went to a different world, they saw someone, that person was dead, and that person asked them, like, where am I? Where do I go? And they said, I don't know, even though they knew. And you guys, that might freak some of y'all out, but I'm excited as hell. I'm like, wait, my gift, but you get a gift that you can handle. I don't want to get some gift. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm happy with my gift, but I do know I'm going to cultivate it, and I know it can be so much more. So let me bring it back. So Jesus was a witch, whatever you want to call it. He definitely used the ground and he healed that man. Let me get back to that story. When he couldn't see the first time, he didn't believe. So that's faith. When he saw the second time, he saw the people as trees. That was spiritual. We are trees. Throughout the whole Bible, we're referred to as crop. Oh, the wheat and the tare are going to grow up together. Why we have to be called wheat? Because we literally are trees. And we bear fruit. And everything can be, poetic, metaphoric, whatever you want to call it. But because this is not just a physical life, it's a spiritual life, I believe spiritual is just as true as the physical. So yeah, on the physical plane, we have a human body. But spiritually, we're our trees. What we learn, we're growing. We give birth to new life. We bear fruit. Some people call it karma, good karma, bad karma. You will eat, and the Bible says you will eat the fruit thereof. So if you're sowing all this bad energy, that karma gonna come back. And what do you have to eat? Nothing but negative. What do you have to live? Nothing but the negative seeds that you've sown. That's why it's so important. You can live whatever life you want as long as you can face those consequences and don't be upset about what you put out because it's gonna come back. But you'll see it a lot when people go to jail and they come out and they change. Yeah, now those good seeds can come back because you're done with that old life. And that's for everybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be jail. When you're done with that old way of life and you start putting out good, it'll come back. Now, who's not to say you might have a lot of negative years? You still got to eat that. But keep putting out that good. It's going to come back too. Like, life literally is a boomerang. You shoot that stuff out, it's coming right back to you. So when you give to a homeless man and he go buy liquor, that wasn't the reason you gave to him. You gave to him out of the goodness of your heart, and that gift is going to come back to you. Don't worry about what they do with it. You did your part, which was to give. And that gift has to come back. You'll be receiving a gift. So anyways, all of that before we even get started. I'm just so excited. So first let me tell you my teacher. You can go to YouTube. I have links on here, you guys. And her site is The Witch's Cauldron. It's a white lady. Whatever. I don't really care about race. It's your soul. It's your knowledge. And she doesn't teach dark. She only teaches light, and I love that about her. She actually has a class. I printed out all her classes, and I'm on week 1. I haven't finished it yet because I'm actually reading the books that she suggested. But again, it's the Witch's Cauldron, and the one that I picked on, because there's lots of videos, you have to click on the video category. Hers is Wicca and Witchcraft 101. And I think she actually started year 2. But I'm still on 1. So I'm going to take my time. I never want to just jump into something. I've been researching a lot, and I've been loving what I research. So I'm going in deeper. I haven't started doing actual spells with herbs and candles just yet. But I verbally say things all the time, and they come to pass. So I have been dabbling on them. And I'm just so excited to share with you guys. So let me go ahead. First things first. Things to research as a beginner witch. Okay? There's a list. The history of witchcraft, which you're going to go over if you take her class. The types of witches, which I have a list. Types of magic, types of spells, types of divination, talismans versus sigils, seals, symbols, deities. If you're going to do pagan witch, because they do worship. They're different witches, but pagan witches worship deities. Spirits, closed and open religions, lucid dreaming, which is astral projection, the elements, grounding with 2 explanation points, because that's very important, which I need to incorporate more in my life as well. Herbs and crystals. I've already been on the crystal journey. I just bought my first herb, which was lavender. Oh my God, the bag, I opened the bag, I pulled out a card, I closed the bag, and the room smelled like lavender. Like herbs, real herbs, not these motherfucking essential oils that they are watering down, you guys. We need to go back home to the homeland and start from scratch. Like grandma biscuits from scratch versus the biscuits out the freezer. You could tell the difference, right? Okay, so I had to put it in the living room because it was just so freaking strong. But lavender is good for dreaming and, calming you down, different things like that. So everything has a meaning. A rose is not just a rose. Your physical body and your spiritual too, and there's different things. I'm not just Jamisha. Jamisha has attitude. Jamisha has this. Jamisha has aspirations. Jamisha has goals. There's more to just Jamisha the human. Roses and everything are the same thing too. Roses have properties. They have healing properties. Like when you start to look at life like that, it's like, oh my God. Even your home. Your home is an entity. It's not made of wood. It's still alive, y'all. It just was transmuted into something else. It's not a tree with roots in the ground growing with leaves and birds. They done chopped it down. This is its new, the home is its new existence. It's still alive. And I have a meme on that. I'm so excited. So, altars, you guys remember one of my first podcasts? I already did that. You see, if you just keep living, you get puzzle pieces and them pieces come together. Okay, I'm just so excited. And I just know I'm gonna be a grandma. I've been seeing these TikToks with like, hi, I'm so-and-so, this is my mom. Hi, I'm so-and-so, this is my mom. At first it went up to 4 generations. I just seen 5 generations and 6 generations. I hope it keeps going. Like, who has made it to the 10th generation? Like, when I was looking at my birth chart, it said that I was going to live for a long time. Lord, let that be. And I hope I'm like that. 6-7 year grandma passing down all this, because I'm such a nerd, passing down all this knowledge to my lineage. Like, we all do have a purpose, and maybe my purpose is to learn. It might not manifest in my generation, but maybe to benefit the next. Sometimes life works like that too. So I'm just so excited. I'm not gonna say my grandma and my mama didn't pass down things, but it's not like other cultures. And that's the change that I'm going to make. There's a lot to be passed down. Books need to be made. You know what I mean? The rites of passage for young girls, young women. Just a lot of, like, we don't have history or heritage. And I guess it's going to start with me. So altars, sorry. Moon phases, types of spells, and energy. So that's just a list to kind of get you started. I've been on that list and didn't even know it. So, on her first class, Wicca 101, The Witch's Cauldron, she gave a definition. So, let's start there. Wicca, a religion influenced by pre-Christian beliefs and practices of Western Europe that affirms the existence of supernatural power, such as magic, and both male and female deities who inhere in nature and that emphasize ritual observances of seasonal and life changes. Now, did I not just tell y'all how I love fall so much? And I did a podcast on the holidays. The next one I'm going to incorporate there's 4 of them. Like for when the seasons change, summer, spring, winter, fall. But I forgot the other names of them. And I really want to start doing them because it's in the Wicca spiritual religion, whatever you want to call it. They do it a lot too, but I honestly think America copies a lot of things. It's not supposed to be Halloween. It's supposed to be equinox. It's spring equinox. Look at that. Fall equinox. And then the other one is a different name for winter and summer, I think. But anyways, I didn't pull it up because I didn't think I was going to talk about that. But, yeah, so. And then she said pagan. Remember I told you guys pagan? So, pagan is a follower of polytheistic religion, which is ancient Rome. One who has little or no religion and who delights in sensual pleasures and material goods. An irreligious or hedonistic person. Neo-pagan. We know Neo. Neo-pagan is witches, druids. I got a whole book, y'all. Got my little bookshelf, and the book is called The Dragon Legacy. I don't think it's dragon. I think it's druid. I really do. Like, these names, you gotta look beyond the BS. They won't let you talk about real stuff we see on Twitter, YouTube, and all that. They'll take that stuff down. So I honestly believe people went to print and they started making fiction. Fiction, my ass, is most definitely fact. And a lot of stuff has been changed. Like a lot of these hood books, it be stories, real life stories that people have to turn into fiction to tell. To either protect those people, to protect themselves, or, you know, yeah, that's probably just really the only reason you don't want to put yourself out like that. Or maybe it's not your story for you to even be telling, so you had to make it fictional. So, yeah. Anyways, witchcraft, the use of sorcery or magic. Now, they want to say communication with the devil. I don't think that's true. I think you can communicate with any spirit. And it says a familiar. A irrealistic influence or fascination. Why they even want to put that? An irresistible influence or fascination. And Wicca. And then witch, one that is credited with unusual malignant superpowers. All of these movies, X-Men, like, they're real. If you go back and research some of the gods, go to godchecker.com. There's over 4,000 gods that they have researched. Of course, we know there's more. But they have taken their time to research and put it out there absolutely free, you guys. I wish it was a book, because that would be so much to print out. But these are real gods. And let's say I'm a writer. I can take the god of so-and-so and I'm going to make it Thor. And I'm going to make my whole little thing. But it's really going to be about these guys. But we're going to call them Supermen. Like, why does somebody want to even twist the truth like that? I don't know. Why does the truth have to be hidden so much so? The only thing I can think of is to protect it from evil. You know, of course, because let's say you had a power, you can choose to do two things with it, good or bad, right? So you definitely want to keep it from the bad, because when you use it for good, it benefits most people. When you use it for bad, it harms more people. But we all know life is yin and yang. There has to be balance, right? Whatever. But I can only see that as being maybe one of the ways that you don't want to maybe be completely honest with everything and have something secretive, because some of these sororities, some of these fraternities, the Illuminati, Freemasons, what are the women called? My grandmother on my father's side was one Eastern Star. So if I want to look into that, it's definitely in my bloodline, which goes to tell you, whether something is hidden from you or not, it will find its way. You want to know why? Because it's in your DNA. It's in your blood. Didn't I say we don't die? When I die, okay, so right now I have a niece. She looks just like my grandmother, Eileen, who I never had an opportunity to meet. Just like her. So she may have died, her body, her personality, her da-da-da, but look, her DNA lives on. You know what I'm saying? Bits and pieces of you still live on. So, anyways, I found this on YouTube. I typed in witch music and it came up, and I just love it. It's nothing but instrumental, and it reminds me of the music that be in movies, and I just love it. I freaking love it. But anyway, so that's what you're hearing in the background. So, yeah, that was the definition of witches. She actually went over a timeline of the witch history. I thought that was, exciting. I learned a lot from there. And then I started looking at documentaries on witchcraft on YouTube. If you guys pull me up on Pinterest, Love Meesh, I have, it's already linked there. I have my witch, what do they call it on Pinterest? Board, and I have so much stuff on my board, so if you want to follow any of my topics, they're all on there. On my podcast link, I have different quotes about Wicca, because I try to tell people what's coming, what podcasts come. I try to post pictures of whatever podcast is coming, so that's on there. And then she actually has like a class, like she gives us lessons, she gives us things to read. And one thing that really drew me to the witches is they have like a creed, or how Christians have the 10 Commandments. Every religion has like whatever you want to call it, but theirs is, and ye harm none, do what ye will. It's the 8 words of the Rende. That's what a lot of witches they refer to the Rende. Now, of course, it's a lot of stuff in the Rende, but what most people pull out, I'm gonna put it in modern terms. Harm none, but do as you will. And to me, like, love literally is my path. I feel like if you love, it covers everything, right? And love isn't all good, because Jesus most definitely flipped over tables, because what? They was using his temples to profit when it's really supposed to be to worship. And we do that today in all these churches. It shouldn't be no homeless people. If Christianity was ran, if all religions, I'm just going to blame them, was ran the way they should, it should be no homeless people, period. Because nobody should be okay with somebody not being able to wash their ass or not having nothing to eat. I don't care what life choices you make. Some of us, including myself, are literally one paycheck away from being homeless, or one job. Let's put it in more literal terms. One job away from doing, like, most of us are supposed to have savings, and I'm guilty. 6 months worth of savings, or some people have a year. If you want to do it big, 3 years. Most of us don't have not even $100 saved. And I'm not going to count myself because I have credit cards. That doesn't really count. But I'm going to count it. You want to know why? Because I have a secured credit card, which means all the money on that credit card, which I have $700 right now. Boop, boop. If you guys, since we are spiritual, let me put a little nugget out there. Self-Lender is a really good site to help you build your credit. They started out being just loans, where you put money on a loan for, let's say, 12. You could do 12 years, 2 years, however many months you want to do. And you put the money on there. I think the lowest one was 18, but I did the one for 48. And at the end of that time period, you get the money back. That was part one. Now they started cards. So now I have a credit card. I completed that. Now, so this is my third year doing it. The first year I messed up. The second year I've already completed. Now I'm on my third year. But now they have a credit card. So I have the loan, right? So I'll pay the money on the loan, and then they'll say, hey, do you want to put this on your credit card? And I'll say yes. And I've done that 7 times. I'm up to 700 now. So when people tell you can't save money, you can. We all make money. We just use it differently. And that's a great way to use it. You using your debit card, nobody is tracking. Nobody's giving you brownie points credit for being responsible with your debit card. It has to be credit. So to me, you putting your money on a secure card is the same thing as a debit card. Okay, you want me to use your little system to get points so that I can, get more money and leverage and start businesses and get a house and this, that, other. Okay, it's a game, y'all. Learn how to play the game, and I'll do another podcast on that as well. But self-lender, so woo! But bringing it back in, because this is a podcast on witchcraft. I'll be so excited about all my topics. I haven't really dabbled into spells. I said that I speak things, but I am going to start getting, I have my incense. My sister, she made glasses for me that are all of the chakra colors, because you could do, colors have magical powers as well. I saw a light bulb on Amazon that changes different colors, so I'm going to order that, and I'm going to order only white candles. I'm going to get dye, because I'm not going to buy all these different color candles when I can get, let's say I want to focus on red. I got my red incense. I got my red jar that my sister made me. I'm going to get all my herbs that resonate to, what I want to do. Which is funny, because I already have that. It's funny how you already have this stuff in your possession. You just haven't got to the doing part. It's so crazy. Like, who would have known that I got a list of A to Z, all these herbs with spiritual meanings that I haven't used yet. Okay, so it's going to be time. So anyways, I'm going to get the white candle. I'm going to put red dye. I'm going to let that red dye spill over as I burn the candle. So it's going to be red. You get it? So that could be love or romance or self-love or whatever. It could be, the red could be different colors too. But I haven't started doing that. But when I do, I'm going to journal it. I'm going to journal my results, and I'm going to share it with y'all. So I'm so excited for that to come to pass. So I have some other things. Books. Let's talk about books. The books that I have been reading that are on the witchcraft, I'm so excited about are, did I mean to stop that? Are Wikipedia, a modern day white witch's guide by Sean Robbins and Leanna Greenway. I think I've put their links on here already. So this book is so amazing. I really love everything about it. Remember I was telling y'all about the colors? She got that in there. She got herbs in the part that I'm on right now. She's talking about the different herbs. I was telling my best friend about it. She probably think I'm crazy, but I'm so excited. Like, we literally have, you want to call them powers, magic, whatever. It's not just faith. It's more than that. You have to know that you are powerful. You have to know that colors can heighten your power, that words can heighten your intention, that herbs can, you know what I mean? That the energy, like if you put all of that together, how much more powerful what you say will be versus, just saying it without that knowledge, without that background, without that foundation. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So that book is amazing. The Green Witch, Your Complete Guide to Natural Magic of Herbs, Flowers, Essential Oils, and More by Erin Murphy Hiscock. I remember I bought this book and I gave it to my best friend, Marianne, my sister, Mona Nitra, and my other sister, Miss Darnisha. And I didn't have it, so I went back and bought them for myself. So I gave the Green Witch to Marianne. The next one is the House Witch, Your Complete Guide to Creating a Magical Space with Rituals and Spells for Hearth and Home. I gave this one to Miss Darnisha. And the Witch's Book of Self-Care, Magical Ways to Pamper, Soothe, and Care for Your Body and Spirit. I gave this to Mona Nitra. So I have them. I haven't cracked those open just yet because she has a class and she wanted us to read Wikipedia, so I started there. And the other one she had for her class is Wicca Starter Kit. Start your Wiccan journey, meet the god and goddesses, and live a more magical life. This is 3 books in one by Lisa Chamberlain. And I'm like midway through this book. And the part that I stopped on is Isis. So remember I said the pagan witches, they worship deities. Well, guess what? When I was studying astrology, they were talking about Isis too. You know what I mean? So I think I kind of like witchcraft because they dabble into other faiths as well. And I'm just not going to ever box myself in no category. This is my life. I can do what I want, how I want, when I want, and I shouldn't be chained. That's slavery. And then the last one is the Watkins Dictionary of Magic. Now, I listened to Brother Yusuf on YouTube, and he has one. If you go through his videos, he has one where he lists all the books that you should get, and this was one. So remember, I'm studying everything, you guys. So this is a dictionary of magic. It's not just one faith, one religion. It talks about, Jesus, disciples, angels. It covers from A to Z. Every word you could think of magically. And it's not the only one I'm going to get. I'm going to get other ones, I'm pretty sure, as time goes on and, cultures open up. They start to share more. For example, I went to Jamaica and they speak Patois. They didn't write Patois. They don't teach it. It's just passed down word of mouth with the culture. I believe a lot of religions are like that. Want to know why? The moment somebody learn, they're going to take it and run with it. Which I feel like every culture has a history except the white man. And I don't want to be racist, but in Mexico, they talk about their gods. In South America and Europe and Rome and Egypt, like every culture has a faith. In Africa, but it's like, what white man? What? Where are your? And I'm not talking about like Irish, they have theirs. In Iceland, they have theirs. So I'm not talking about those. I'm just talking about, like in England, the most I hear them talk about is witchcraft. But of course, witchcraft, to me, everything started in Africa. So I think they took a lot of that and, made it their own, which is okay because I learned about them all anyway. So as I dabble more, because I have a book on the Orisha. So as I dabble more, I'm going to put them all together. Because when I went to God Checker, I would click on, the one thing I love about godchecker.com, if you click on one god's name, it'll give you the story of that god. And when you scroll down, it'll have a link to other gods. So like Venus, Aphrodite, Isis, like a lot of them, you could say they're all the same to me, because why are y'all all y'all might have different stories. Of course, the culture is going to give another story, but it's like y'all all have, if you, like I keep saying root, if you look at the root, they all are the same. It's like, really? Like, why can't we just, and I don't know, I'm going to just stick to the root. Like I might say all of their names and I'm going to stick to the root, because that's really what I'm focusing on. Because it could be a truth and a lie. You never know. So I want to focus on the truth. But this book is so amazing. I'm on B right now. I read all my A's. I'm on B. And I'm literally reading a dictionary, y'all. Such a nerd. So those are the books. Now let's get to the good part. And let's see how much. Oh, yeah. This is definitely going to be 2 podcasts. Because I ain't even crack open the goods yet. So I feel like, what I want to start with. Oh, let me go to my pictures. So we talked about omnism. Okay. Remember I said I don't really do spells? Oh, wait. Let me just do this first. Names. It says American Witch Bloodline Names. I thought this was interesting. When I say the first one, the people that know me, y'all gonna fucking flip out. The first one is Barnes. Then we have Black Leech, Bobbitt, Cabot, Carrington, Dyer, Forbes. I'm just pause right there. Frone, Garlic, Graves, Greensmith, Hall, Harrison, Jennings, Johnson, LaVue, Messenger, Palmer, Richardson, Sanford, Staten, Barlett, Whitaker, Yoper. Like, oh my God. Little do you know, sometimes your name can tell you a little bit more about yourself than what you even know. Like, your lineage. You know what I mean? I just thought that was interesting. I think Jackson should be on that, but that's okay. I'm gonna roll with a little list. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, so I wanted to share that one. I'm gonna do spells in a minute. Let me just do like an overall. To be a witch, I love this. So to be a witch is to love and be loved. I love that is first, y'all. To be a witch is to harm none. Okay, but I will say, if I need to defend myself, I don't consider that as harm. I feel like if I'm defending myself, you've already attempted or are about to harm me. And the only way that I can get out of the situation is to beat your ass to it. So that's why I'm going to study the Grey Witch. Because whatever you bounce my way, I want to be able to bounce that shit right back. And I'm not intentionally going out harming nobody. I don't think anybody should. Like, my main example is a gun. Anybody can buy a gun, right? That's fine. The gun is not the issue. The gun can sit there and be just fine. When a human being picks that shit up, now we're going to decide, what is this gun going to be? Because you're going to decide for the gun. You're either going to go out killing people for no reason, or you're going to have it hidden, and when somebody breaks in your home or whatever, you're going to be able to live, survive, protect yourself. Okay? That's the type of that's how I'm going to use my magic, okay? It's here. I'm not using it to harm anybody. You know, I'm using it for good. But when the shit hits the fan, it is what it is. So, let me continue. To be a witch is to know the way of the old. To be a witch is to see beyond the barriers. To be a witch is to follow the moon. To be a witch is to be one with the gods. To be a witch is to study and learn. If that is a category for a witch, I'm definitely in that category. Y'all, I got my master's degree. I love to learn. I just love to learn. If I didn't work, like when I retire, I'm probably just going to have a house. Like, I'm going to have a library in my home. Sometimes when people ask me to do something, I don't do it. I don't know why, because I'm reading. I don't want to go anywhere because I'm reading. I want to finish this book. And you guys can follow me and my sister. We have, well, I already wrote my first book. I just need to edit it and go ahead and get it out there. But, so I am an author. Bam. But I'm more so a learner. I like to share. Like, a lot of my books are going to be sharing what I've learned with other people. But you guys can follow me if you want. It's l.m.publishing on Instagram. We are at 10K. Woo woo. And I'm gonna start selling book merch, so I'm excited about that. Man, I'm gonna have a library. Like my favorite Disney movie is Beauty and the Beast. You wanna know why? I think she was a badass for loving the Beast, number one, because I kind of feel like that. Like, nothing in life scares me. You could be the baddest whatever, and I just feel like you're nothing compared to me. Like, I can control you or whatever. Like if it would fear somebody else, it wouldn't fear me. Like, she definitely fell in love with a beast. That's me. 2, she had a big ass library. Like, let me go back. He was so mean to her, but she saw the soft inside of him. That's why I resonate with Beauty and the Beast, because I see people, I see the bad in people, and I also see the good in people. And I know that if they just feed the good more, it would be more of their outer exterior. But a lot of people feed mostly the bad in themselves, and so that's what you usually see on the outside. But I know we're yin and yang, which means we're balanced, which means they're both there. It really boils down to what are you feeding. But that library, though, can we get back to that library? She had a motherfucking ladder. Like, that's shit. I want a house so I can have a room dedicated for my books, okay? Like, it's in my study. It's in my library. And my poor kids, what did you learn today? I'm going to be on their ass. And what did we learn today? What book are you reading? Oh, okay. I don't know. I just love learning. So, anyways, the next one is to be a witch is to be a teacher and the student. I'm okay with that. I feel like I'm going to be a student forever. I never want nobody to call me a teacher. I'll just take sharer. That's like the only name I'll take, like a sharer. Because I feel like you're never done learning, like ever. And the wisest person in the world knows that they know nothing. That sentence alone is like, wow. Like, you could be brilliant, and to say that you know nothing means there's so much more to learn. And how humble of you to say that. Okay, so to be a witch is to acknowledge the truth. Bam! It's the truth in every line, a line every truth. Like, woo! To be a witch is to live with the earth and not just in it. Yes! I remember before recycling was a thing, I used to say, like, Mom, let's recycle. She's like, nobody recycling. Now she's the biggest motivator for recycling. And let me just tell you one thing about earth. Nobody used to recycle. Now when you buy a home, you get a trash bin and a recycle bin. So we do evolve as a race. It just takes time. Like, y'all know this plastic is motherfucking suffocating the earth. It's killing the sea life. If the sea dies, we're going to die right along with it. So it's like we make slow changes, but they definitely should be done a lot faster than what they're done. And hopefully, as each generation progress, we start to make more drastic changes. Because they were talking about this like 3-4 years ago. And it's finally like, oh, recycle. You know, you go to Publix right now. They have recycling bins in front of the store. It's like, wow. You know, like we freaking get it. Now they're making paper straws. I commend the restaurants that give paper straws. Like, can we just get rid of plastic altogether? Me personally, I finally have all glass cups, all glass. Like, I got rid of all my plastic. I do have glass containers that they put plastic tops on. So, okay, that's fine. I thought it was going to be all glass, but I'll take it. And I just want nothing to do with it. Now, when I go to the grocery store, I do get plastic bags. I do need to buy one of those paper bags because it will fit all your groceries. You can have 10 bags of groceries. It'll fit in that big ass bag. And with me walking up these stairs, that's better than taking 2 trips to the car. So yeah, I'm just like against plastic. It's not natural either. Like, glass is the element of the earth. All this man-made shit, we got to get rid of it. But anyways, so where do we stop on? To be a witch is to live with the earth and not just in it. To be a witch is to know, to dare, to will, and to keep silent. To be a witch is to be truly free. Solitary witch. That's a witch that practices by herself. Usually when you are initiated and you join like a haven, what they call them. Look at me learning witch words. You have to be initiating all this other stuff, and they don't let you practice alone, and you have to meet together and do spells together. Because, of course, even the Bible says when 2 or 3 are joined together, I am here, which means that energy is definitely heightened. And most of the witch groups have 12, like 12 is a number. Didn't Jesus have 12 disciples? Oh, okay. Matter of fact, when I'm done with this podcast, I'm going to look at the similarities between Jesus and witches. Because I know somebody already done did it. You got 12 disciples. Okay, and witchcraft and witches, they have 12 cauldrons. There's 12 members. Okay. So solitary is the path that I'm on, which means I get to, I'm never going to be under anything. Like, I hate it. Even at my job, I love the flexibility that they give me. And they know that I'm like a little rebel. And they kind of leave me alone. Like, I love that. Other jobs had such a tight leash around my neck. I could not breathe. Like, fuck it. I'm out of here. But I really appreciate my job. And I thank God for putting me here. Because although they're telling me what to say, I'm so flexible in how to say it. And I do get hundreds on my calls. And sometimes I be having little mess ups. But for the most part, they're flexible. They leave me alone. I'm happy. I'm thankful. Thank you, God. So that was that. Let me check out the time. I don't have much time. I might have to wrap this one up. So let's see what I could say to wrap this one up. Dear baby witches, you do not have to be a Wiccan to practice witchcraft. You do not have to be religious at all to practice witchcraft. Witchcraft is just that, a craft and a practice. Witchcraft can be anything you want it to be. It could be complex spells and curses or something as simple as wind chimes in your window and spices in your cabinet. Do not let anyone tell you what you can and cannot do with your practice. No one single person can dictate how we practice. If you want to curse, then curse. If you don't, then don't. If you want to work with stones, plants, animals, fires, or even technology, then go for it. There is no reason why you can't. Period. I put that on there. Like, I love that. Like, this craft space, whatever you want to call it, it fits me. It allows me to be so flexible. I just love it. And I'm not going to stop here. Shit, I might be talking about fairies next, but I'm loving this subject so far. So the goals of witch: to know thyself, to know the craft, endeavors to learn, apply the knowledge to wisdom, achieve balance, keep the tongue in order, keep the mind in order, celebrate all life, be one with the cycles of the earth, take breath and fare properly, exercise thine own body, meditate, honor the God and goddesses. So it's like nothing evil that I have come across I'm not, I haven't done the dark path just yet. But just in general, just like the overall look of it, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more. So this was part 1 of witchcraft, Wicca, whatever. Part 2, I'm going to go into the different types of witches a little more memes. I'm going to continue, but this one will only allow you to record so much. So I'm just basically going to pause and start again on the next podcast. So thank you for listening. Sharing is caring. I'm not forcing this on anyone, but hopefully you learned something new. If this ever comes up in conversation, you'll be able to apply what you learned. And hey, like, life is school. What did you learn today? Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks a million for listening. You can reach me on all my other social media platforms by visiting my link tree, which is luv.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love you. Talk to you later. Mwah.